Hey everyone, in this video I want to walk you through two methods that you can use to create subscribe now buttons. One will be a subscribe now button that will grow, and the other one will be a subscribe now button, and it'll kind of show them what to do and how to click the subscribe button and then how to click on the bell. So there'll be two methods. First one we'll do is we'll do the grow subscribe button, and so let's get started. I need to open up my Camtasia first, because majority of what we're doing will be in Camtasia. So it'll be a new untitled product, and what we'll be able to do is once we're done with this, we'll be able to save it into our library area. First thing we want to do is we want to create an annotation, and this will be the button. Now you can get a button in like Shutterstock or something like that, and if you wanted to, you could bring this in, but I thought it would be really good to show you how you can do that without getting a subscribe button, JPEG or PNG. You can do all of this within Camtasia. So I'm going to bring this white one over, and we want to get it as big as you want this to appear when it's fully sized. And then I'm going to put this in all caps and type out subscribe. We want that size. I'm going to highlight that because we want that size to be fairly large. Take up a big portion of the box. And that looks pretty good. Now you can play with the fonts. I have noticed that with this one, the Montserrat is okay for this. And then we want to make the color white. And don't worry, we'll do the background next. So the text color or the background color, we want that to be red. If you know the actual color, you can do that one. Now I'm going to copy my hex here. And that's just because there is an outline, so I want the outline to be the same. I don't really want an outline. You could also make the thickness and the opacity 0, and then that just won't show up. Great. So I'm going to do that, and then go ahead and again make this as large as I want. That's pretty good. And then I'll want to center it for this. So that looks pretty good, and I'm happy with that. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want this to grow. We want it to come in from like really nothing to something really large. So I'll be honest, I look at a lot of different YouTube channels, and I look and see what they are doing, and that draws inspiration for me. And I saw this one from Screen Rant, where if you notice, it just pops up. You also have the blurring of the background, so that's where this one's coming from. So shout out to Screen Rant for doing it like this. So you've got this here. You can play with the fonts to see which one you want better. Again, for this video, this is good for me. Okay, once we get it the size that we want to add a behavior to this. So I'm going to click over on behaviors, and we're going to do scale. So I'm going to drag that over to it. And now when we start from the beginning, you see that it scales up. So for me, I want the during to not do anything. So I'm going to click on the during, and there's none. That's good. And then for the out, we want to decide how we want it. This shrinks back down. And I actually like that. You can choose to shrink it down, or you could just do nothing here, and it would just stay at that same size for the duration of it. I kind of like that going out, that it goes down, so we'll do that, and we'll ease it out back. So that's real easy. The next thing we want to do is the other part of the video is it blurs out the background, if you remember. See how the background is blurred out? So we want to do that as well. So we're going to put our button up in track 2. Actually, we're going to go to track 3 because I'll pull in a media so we can see the blurring as well. So let me pull in a quick media piece so that we can see this in action. Okay, so I'm going to put this down in track 1. So we'll just have something to see in the background. So you'll see what it looks like when I blur it. Now the second part is we need to go back over to annotations, and we want to click on the special blur area. It's right here. And I'm going to put this here so it's underneath. I'm going to highlight that, and that way I can grab it and grab it and make it full. I want my blur to be the same duration as my button. So, and you can also play with the intensity. Now, if that's too intense, which it might be a little too intense, I kind of want them to see a little bit of the background. There, that looks pretty good. So then, when say we're talking about the video and it's going, and then all of a sudden we say, hey, you want to subscribe, and then that looks really good, and then it will go away. Now, obviously, you also want to be saying when you have that button in there, hey, subscribe to our channel. And you can add that audio as you're creating the video. But for this, what I like about these two is now I can highlight both of these, and I want to right click and group them. Can also right click and add to library, or name it subscribe now with maybe blur background. So now I have that available for any of the videos that I'm doing. So that's the first method. The second method is simply doing the whole subscribe now button, and it shows like a little graphic. You can do things with After Effects and things like that, but it seemed a lot more complicated than what it had to be. So I did it like this, and I hope that you like it. Basically, we have Camtasia, so let's just go in and record ourselves doing the subscribe now button. Let me show you what I mean. And then you can go in and edit it. So since I'm in this one, I'm just going to use this one as an example. And what you want to do is go ahead and get your screen as large as you can. That's not too large, that we can still work with it. So this is okay. It's going to be over here, but that's all right. So what we're going to do is we'll screen capture everything that we're doing. And what I want to do right now is take out some of this information. We can do that real quickly by just doing inspect. And this little bit, we're just going to remove that. And that's just to give us a little bit more room while we click on the subscribe button. So we'll go through here and do this. So I'm going to click subscribe and then exit out of that. We'll edit that part out, and we'll go over, and once I hover, we get notified about every new video. And then let's go ahead and click the bell. And so that's a pretty good graphic. So then what we can do is edit this video. So I'm going to have to stop the video and then restart it so I can pull this in and edit. So let me do that real quick. So I had to end that recording because I don't want to use that bit that I just recorded. So let's start this all over again. I want to pull down the subscribe with bell, and I'll bring it down, and I can get rid of the video camera because I don't need that. And what I'm looking for is just that piece that I recorded just before I hit the subscribe button. So right there. So I'm going to split that. Control delete to bring that over, and then I want to take out there we go. So I'm going to take out that part, and then there was a part in the middle that I want to get out. That, and one more thing. When I hit subscribe, I want to get that out too. Okay, so now this is the bulk of what we want to work with, right? So we have the button, subscribe now, hit the bell, and we're pretty good to go. Now what we want to do is we want to crop this out. So instead of using the edit tool up here, I want to click on the crop tool. And now I want to bring this down. You can choose to keep the like and share. I'm going to make it a little bit cleaner and remove that. I'm going to pull that in as well. Pull this up like that. And finally, I'll bring this in over from over here. And you just want to go through and make sure that we're not cutting anything off like the button or anything, and we're not. You could probably even tidy that left up a little bit more. So let me do that, just a hair. Great. So now there's a real quick and easy way to do a subscribe now button. You can even scale it up a little bit more. So I'm going to bring this in, and we can scale it up to make it a little bit bigger so that when we have it on our screen to ask people to subscribe now, then it's an easy way for them to see the visual. So now I can save this to my library, and again, like everything else, I can bring this in and have it whenever I need to for any of the videos that I do. I could even do the blur behind if I wanted to, but those are two really quick and easy methods that you can use to create a subscribe graphic for your videos. And if you like this video, I hope you click the subscribe now button and click on the little bell so you're notified of any new videos coming out. And thanks for watching.